Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ravens flock. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm feeling really wavy right now. I just got through working on the Lamar Jackson video, and after I finished that, for some reason, I got really hyped about talking about the Ravens. So I'm thinking, you know what? Today might be a Ravens day, so let's make some Ravens content. We are going to talk about our secondary. We recently added Kyle Fuller to the mix, and with him joining our secondary unit, one can pose the question, with the guys we have right now 100% healthy, will the Ravens secondary be a top 5 unit this season? I think it's possible, so let's discuss it. So, with the recent addition of Kyle Fuller to our starting lineup here, we will be having our secondary look like this. Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Fuller. These are your 3 starting corners. You know, they may mix it up. You might see Humphrey in the slot a lot more this season. Who knows? Because they'll probably want to play Fuller outside, but you might see a mix. But these will be your main 3 guys for the most part. Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, and Kyle Fuller. Those are your 3 corners. Then you look at our 2 safeties. Marcus Williams and Kyle Hamilton. Those are your two starting safeties. So with these 5 out there together, you can make the argument that on paper, this is the most talented secondary unit in the NFL. On paper, they've got that much talent. And it's nice to see these guys here because they bring so much to the table. You know, you got great coverage skills throughout these guys. They can definitely cover. But most importantly, you got 3 ball hawks on the team. Obviously, Marcus Peters has been here for a while. We know what he brings to the table. That guy is a massive ball hawk. He generates turnovers, which is exactly what we desperately needed last season. When he went down, we were not getting any turnovers, and it was unfortunate. Where Marcus Peters with him back, our turnover rate should highly increase. Our defensive turnover rate should be increasing with him back. I expect him to get 2 or 3 picks at least next season. Hopefully that will be the case. But he's a ball hawk. Then you go out and sign Marcus Williams, who's also a guy that is somewhat of a ball hawk because he can get turnovers, he can make plays, he can force the quarterback to make a mistake and catch a pick right there. That's what you're getting from Marcus Williams. He's also really good in coverage. Of course, we know what happened his rookie year, but one mistake in that game against the Vikings, obviously, the Minneapolis Miracle, that was one mistake he made. Other than that, he's been one of the best young safeties in the league. So his coverage skills has been great, and his ability to generate turnovers have been great. So bringing him in, that's 2 ball hawks we now have on the team. And then you look at number 3, a recent addition in Kyle Fuller. This guy, like I said, was a former All-Pro with the Bears. However, he hasn't played like that recently, though last year with the Broncos. It is what it is with that situation. I'm not going to sit back and act like he had a great year. You know, he probably, I'm going to say it was more so of a really down year, just overall a bad year, as opposed to him just, you know, regressing so much to the point where he can't be effective. I don't really think that's the case. But this guy throughout his career has been able to generate turnovers. In 7 years playing, because he's been in the league for 8 years, but he was injured in 2016. So in 7 seasons, he's accumulated 19 picks. For a corner, that's really damn good, I ain't gonna lie. So this guy is able to generate turnovers. Not to mention, he's also another great guy in coverage. His coverage skills are really good, and we saw that during his All-Pro season. So he's really good at coverage, and he can force turnovers, and he's really good at deflections. He was really good at doing that when he was with Chicago. So deflections, I expect to see a lot of deflections for him because he's good in coverage. Then, of course, you get back your All-Pro corner in Marlon Humphrey, one of the best corners in the game. We know what he brings to the table. Last season, he didn't have a great season. I'm not gonna lie. He did not have a great season. It wasn't one of his strongest. You know, he wasn't looking great before he got injured. So hopefully, him coming back healthy, he will have a bounce back season and go back to looking like his all-pro self. So you bring these guys here, and then you go out and you draft Kyle Hamilton, who was seen as the best safety in the draft, and his ability is fantastic. That guy is talented all around. His coverage skills are also great, and he's very quick. He's incredibly quick, and that is definitely going to help because at the safety position, we've been dealing with some slow safeties over the last couple years, you know, especially with Chuck Clark. So, speaking of Chuck Clark, he's still on the team for now, and he's probably going to be on the bench. He's still there. We still have Tony Jefferson. We still have Brandon Stevens. So we have some depth there. Overall, the secondary unit is definitely locked up and sealed, and it's filled with depth, so that's a great thing. They may want to add another corner potentially just to have extra cornerback depth because, as the season goes on, for some reason, our cornerbacks always seem to get hurt. Hopefully that won't be the case this season, but it's been happening a lot over the last couple years. So, back to our main five. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Kyle Fuller, Marcus Williams, and Kyle Hamilton. With these five as your starting guys in your secondary, based on the talent, they are arguably the most talented secondary in the NFL. So when you have all these five out there, if they're able to execute, will they be a top 5 secondary unit? I think it's possible. Last year, due to all the injuries, we ended up losing both Humphrey and Peters, and we ended the season as the 32nd ranked pass defense. We were atrocious. With these guys back and healthy, as well as the additions we have a great chance to be top 5. I think we're going to be at least top 10. A top 10 pass defense if all these guys can stay healthy and execute and play the way we believe they can play. It's really a breath of fresh air when you go from what you had last season to what you have this season, especially at the safety unit. Last year, it was Deshaun Elliott and Chuck Clark, which is a really good safety duo, but it's not the best. Chuck Clark is a very smart guy, very smart safety, very smart player, but he just doesn't have the speed or the ability to just do some of the things he's able to do. He can see it. He can see the play happening, but he doesn't have the speed and the athleticism to go out and make the play, which is unfortunate. He's a very smart player, but he's lacking in ability. But that doesn't mean he can't still be effective, because he was still effective, and I'm glad he's still on the team. Don't know what the Ravens are going to do with him, but it is unfortunate. Deshaun Elliott had all the ability in the world. Unfortunately, he just could not stay healthy, and that pretty much ended his tandem with the Ravens. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but man, you got to stay healthy. It is what it is. So to go from that to Marcus Williams, one of the best young safeties in the game, and then drafting Kyle Hamilton to take that other spot, who was seen as the best safety in the draft, you've got a nice safety duo right here that's probably going to be together for the next 5 to 10 years. So it's fantastic. You get these guys, you get back your all-pro corner, you get back one of the best ball hawk corners in the league, and then you add another veteran corner who's also a ball hawk and was a former all-pro as well. You put these 5 together. With these 5 on the field together, you will have one of the best secondaries in the league, and I think they have a fantastic chance of being a top 5 passing defense and a top 5 secondary unit in the NFL. Will that come to fruition? We will have to see. But I really like what I'm seeing in the secondary. It helps add to what we have here because, when you look at the front seven, obviously, we added David Ojabo to pair alongside Odafe Owe. And Owe on one side, Ojabo on the other side will be fantastic. Though we know Ojabo, he did suffer that Achilles injury back in March. So we don't know when he'll be back. But, he seems to be looking good. And it is technically possible for him to be back by the time the season starts. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think Baltimore's going to rush him. If he looks 100% and everything's right, they might actually put him out from the get-go. But I think it's still possible for him to play this season, though I would wait till mid-season as opposed to the beginning. Unless there's no setbacks. If there's no setbacks and Ojabo looks perfect and ready to go, then I don't see a problem starting in week 1. But he probably won't start until later on in the season if everything continues to progress the way it's looked. So you look at your front seven, you got 2 nice guys on the edge that are definitely going to be bring pressure. One side, Odafe Owe, the other side, David Ojabo. They're going to be fantastic. They're going to be great. Linebacking unit is still looking great. You still got Harrison. You still got Patrick Queen that is looking to be even more beastly entering this season. And you got veterans there, Calais Campbell and stuff. We've got guys here, and front seven looks nice, but that secondary unit looks prime and ready to be successful. They really look like they can be a top 5 unit, and I hope they can deliver on that. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but in my opinion, can the Ravens secondary be a top 5 unit this season? Yes, I believe they can. Will they? Well, we'll have to see if that question gets answered. If they can stay healthy, they have the opportunity to prove so. But will they be that? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that is all I've got to say. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.